Welcome back to Golden Goose and my Road to Glory series that follows myself, Zach Letter, as quarterback of the Florida Gators. Now today is the most important game of our season to date. We are taking on South Carolina in the swamp, and Kirk is against us in this one. Now South Carolina just lost a game last week, making them 5-1 in the SEC. If they beat us here, it could mean the SEC is up for grabs and we might not go to the conference championship game if we were to tie our records. So, I mean, this game has a lot of weight, and it could hurt our national championship chances. There's only a couple games left in the season, so this carries a ton of baggage, and it's a must-win in my opinion. If we look at the top 25 here, I mean, we are ranked number 1. We play Florida State next week, and they're ranked number 2. We have the number 1 quarterback. Florida State has the number 2 quarterback in the nation. So, I mean, a lot is going to be riding on that game. And then Alabama and South Carolina lost last week, dropping them down to 11th and 12th, and making basically the whole SEC up for grabs right now. And it's a very scary situation. So a win here would give us just a little bit of breathing room, especially considering that's our last conference game of the season. Conference-wise, obviously Vanderbilt we beat, so we're ahead of them. If we can beat South Carolina, we seal this side of the conference 100%. If we lose, it's kind of up to South Carolina's last game of the season if they win that or not. If they win it, we are out of the SEC Conference Championship game. If they lose it, we're in. But if we win, we can avoid all of that what if. In the SEC West, everything is up for grabs here. Ole Miss is 4-1. Alabama's 4-1. They're both 7-1. Ole Miss is actually ranked above them, number 9. So, I mean, that's going to come down to the wire, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Heisman-wise, we're still ranked number 1, but Brad Kenny is right behind us at number 2. We're both scramblers. We're both 99 overall. We're both going to the draft. We're both 6'4". We have a little bit more weight on him, which I mean, it might be a good thing. I mean, we can really bust a guy in the face when we're scrambling, so I think it is a good thing. But hey, we're up for all the same awards. We're both number 1 and number 2 ranked for both those awards. So that FSU game next week is going to mean everything for us this season. But first, we have to draw our focus to this game and winning it. We're 97 overall. They're 95. We have a 99 offense. They have a 97. We have a 97 defense, which matches up great with our offense. They have a 93 defense, so that's where we have a bit of an edge. I mean, if we don't make many mistakes and we score on most of our drives, we should be pretty good. South Carolina had the ball to start things off here in the swamp on a rainy day, and they scored 7. They took 2 minutes off the clock. It is 7-0 right now. The stadium is full, it's packed, it's electric, but it is sloppy and wet and slightly cold outside. We're going to throw this one off to Parker. He drops it. That would have been a first down. 2nd down and 10. We need to get something going on this drive. There's Cunningham. He catches it 12 yards and a first down for the Gators. I mean, we played tough teams this season, but I think back to 2 games. I think back to the Vanderbilt game, and I think back to the Georgia game. Those were very close games. They literally came down to the wire. We're going to scramble out on the screen side, which I know isn't smart, but we are into South Carolina territory. Now, like I said, I think about 2 games, and it's the Vanderbilt and that Georgia game. And those were scary games against pretty good teams, and this is a very solid team as well. So, I mean, we have to perform flawlessly if we want to come away with a chance here. The Georgia game we almost lost because there was like 3 or 4 possessions in the first half that we didn't score on or didn't capitalize on at all. There's Baker dropping it. He didn't even have contact. The rain definitely affecting our wide receivers today. I mean, Baker drops usually, but we've had another drop with Parker already today. So let's see what happens here. Going to dump this one off to Cunningham, who's only going to find about 5. 3rd down and 5, and at this position on the field, I think this is a 2-down situation. McDaniel, he's on a slant. We got a couple guys running some flats. Let's see what happens. McDaniel's wide open. Eric McDaniel inside the red zone, down to the 18. 3 for 5 today after 2 drops in this drive. First offensive drive, we do get the ball to start the second half. There's Green taking it up the middle, finding 9. 2nd down and 1. We are going to the air here, trying to capitalize on the short field position. There we go. Baker's inside. No, they're going to call him short. Down at the 1-yard line after a 10-yard reception. Trying to tie things up here. We're going to stick to the ground effort here with Green. Up the middle, have 2 guys in the backfield blocking for him, and he gets in. That's a touchdown, and this should tie things up. I'm going to watch this. It is a rainy day, and anything can happen. This is the swamp, and it is good. 7-7. Okay, our defense makes a stop, but we are down at the 10-yard line. Have to go 90 yards if we want to get in the end zone. Now, only 2:16 left in the first quarter, and this is the read option. We're keeping it. and pushing our way forward, but only for about 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. We've been moving the ball pretty good today. Crap, can't find anybody open. Gonna scramble on our own and slide. Obviously, Florida won the national championship last season. We just transferred here this year. So obviously there's a lot of expectations to repeat this year, but we have such a tough schedule. Green finds 8 though, making it 2nd and 2. Under 1 minute to go in the first quarter, a counter play to Green. He's trying to find that first down on the ground. He bounces off a man. 3rd and inches. Trying to run this first down on 3rd and inches with Green, the power. He's got to get over, and he does. 1st and 10. And after 1 quarter of play, things are tied up here in this rivalry game in the swamp, 7-7 against South Carolina. With South Carolina's defense being so good, I'm afraid to take any truly deep shots. Gonna just toss this one away to Meeks. Meeks is going to find some Green ahead of him and get the first down at the 49. 1st down and 10. We have been trying to eat the clock a little bit here today because we do want to make this a game of position and time of possession. My big goal is for us to have the last possession of this half, get a score, and then get the first possession, get a score, and be up by 14 or maybe 10, and then we have some breathing room. 2nd down and 2 with just over 6 minutes left in the first half of football here. Rolling out, we have so much Green ahead of us. They sent a big blitz with their linebackers, and we are down at the 26 into South Carolina territory. Taking the snap here on a new set of downs. Gonna just dump this one off to our halfback Green inside the red zone, 2nd and inches. We're 6 for 8 through the air today. 2 of those incompletions are both drops. And yep, we have nothing but Green in front of us, and that's a touchdown. Watching all the extra points today just to make sure no shenanigans happen. And that one's good. They go down and score, and if we manage the clock right, we might get our wish and have the ball last here in this half and could be going into the half with a lead. I don't want to take a risk by throwing it to Parker here. Oh, wow. Hold on to it, and we're down at the 40. Handing this one off to Green with 2:48 left in the first half of football. Hit after a 3-yard gain. We're knocking on South Carolina's door. We want to work the clock as much as we possibly can just in case we score a field goal or we don't want to leave too much time on the clock, especially if we can't score. We don't want to go into the next half down by 3 or 7. 2nd down and 7. We are taking this ball, rolling out early. Gonna dump this one off on the run. He jumps up. Whoa! That could have been very dangerous. We're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions today. Let's see what we can make happen here. 2:03 left. A little bit of play action. Oh, picked off by Patrick. He kind of came out of the back of the secondary, and that's going to be painful. They scored really fast off that interception. It's 21-14. We need to come down the field and score. We do get the ball to start the next half, but we need to take an opportunity to get a lead somewhere in this game. There's Baker. Nice catch. Big gain. We're moving in the hurry up, quieting down our home crowd. The swamp is loud right now. We need to focus. We're trying to work this clock too, because if we do score, we want to go in at least tied. We don't want them to have a chance to score, because then if we get the ball back in the 3rd quarter to start things off, we can finally take a lead in this game. Okay, working this down towards that 1 minute mark. Rolling off the blocks. I like it. There we go. Wide open. That's Parker. He's going all the way. 44 yards and a touchdown. Let's tie things up. We answered back so fast after that interception, going down the field and getting our first passing touchdown of the game. And that's going to tie things up, but there still is a minute left to play. We got a pick 6, ran it back, took the lead 28-21. Then they got the ball back to start the half off, and it was 24-28. Or maybe we ran a kickback, I don't know, but it's 28-24, 4-point lead. I'm hoping to make that at least 7 here. Taking the snap to start things off. Ooh, that was smothered. All of our routes are smothered. We're on our feet. We're going to take the first down and slide. I mean, a touchdown on this drive would put us up by 11. It would give us a 2-score advantage, and I think that would be what we need to have any type of confidence. Really killing the clock here. Going to run it with Green. He's only going to find 2. Scrambling, obviously, such a big part of this, because trying to keep the defense guessing with the big pass, the scramble, that's what we really need to, I think, get this victory. Keeping a man in spy, taking a man out of coverage, maybe sending the blitz. That's what we want them to do to give us that advantage, to find the open man. We're going to take the snap here with 8 seconds left. Going to dump this one off to Gordon, who's going to break 1, break 2, 3rd and 2. Clock still ticking. 3rd down and 2, and we're running the read option. This is going to be a very important option play. Let's see what we do here. We're going to keep it. Good decision to keep it. We're going to slide into South Carolina territory for the first down. We're working a lot of time off this clock, and I think that's what it's all about. Like I said, time of possession is what's probably going to win this game. We've been in games like that in the past. We need a block here from our running back out of the backfield, and we're going to just cut out. We don't want to take the hit. First down and 10. Looking for 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Oh, wow. Wide open is Parker inside the red zone down at the 7. The running game is going to be important down here. Handing this one off to Green, and he's still on his feet into the end zone. Would have liked to work more clock, but hey, we'll take the touchdown, up by 10, looking to make it 11. If this goes through, we're up by a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and a field goal, an 11-point lead, and it is good. And our defense makes the big stop. It's 56 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a relatively quick drive. Now we can definitely start working the clock on this drive, still up by 11. Handing that one off to Green, he finds 3. An option play. This is going to be the last play, most likely, of the third quarter. Let's see what we do here. We're keeping it. We are keeping it, and we are sliding into South Carolina territory. After 3 quarters of play, the Gators lead South Carolina 35-24 in this game. That is everything for the SEC East. 7 minutes. That's all that stands between us and pretty much locking up the SEC East 100%, guaranteeing our spot in the SEC Conference Championship game. Now, we don't know who it's going to be against, but if we can get 3 points here, we're up by 14. That would be huge. Obviously, a touchdown would really put this game out of reach. We're going to keep this ball on the ground with ourselves. Getting over the 40, down to the 35. Almost in field goal range here. Only need another 5 or so yards to probably secure that. And we're going to get it on the ground. Trying to slide, but we can't. We get down at the 17. 3 for 3 in the red zone today. All 3 of them being touchdowns. Time to run some read option. We're not killing too much clock right now because we do have such a significant lead in great field position. Taken down at the 13. Taking the snap, rolling out, trying to find an open receiver for the touchdown here, and there we go. We have the tight end in the back. That's Baker. He plants both feet. That's going to give us an 18-point lead. They score, and they get the 2-point conversion. We're up by 10. This drive's going to be very crucial. They still have 3 timeouts. There's 4:49 to go in this game still, so plenty of time for them to come back. We just cannot allow that to happen. Sliding down after getting 10. It's all about working the clock now. No turnovers either. If there's not an open receiver, we're not throwing the ball. There we go. We got a man. That's Cunningham. Cunningham gets us the first down and into South Carolina territory across the 50. Just had 198 passing yards in this game. We do have nearly 200 rushing. I mean, this has relied on being very 50-50 at a quarterback position. A lot of scrambling, a lot of short passes. We have 2 touchdowns. We have that 1 interception. No fumbles today, no sacks. Green's going to take this handoff and find nothing. Taking the snap here on 2nd down and 10. Rolling out again. Definitely could have passed it there, but we're just trying to be cautious. 3rd and 2. 3rd down and 2 with under 3 minutes to go in this contest. Handing this one off to Green, hoping to get the first down. And we're going to hurry to the line here. 4th and 4. I just want to make sure we can kill as much clock, then we'll call a timeout and probably punt this one away. Not worth actually going for it here. Wow, South Carolina gets down and scores, making this a 3-point game. They have all 3 timeouts and 1 minute remaining in this game. We need a first down to seal this one away. Green's going to take it on the ground and find 2. 2nd down and 8. We are looking to do some read option. We're keeping it as the quarterback and trying to get it up the middle. 3rd and 6. This is an all or nothing type of situation. You know, we don't get this. They have no timeouts left, but they only need 3 to tie us and 7 to beat us. We're trying to just take it on the ground here, and we're going to slide, and that should be the game. Wow, it all came down to that play, and we got the first down on the ground at quarterback. What we've been doing all day, and that knee should bring us close. 1 more, and we're out of here. And we take the final knee of this game, securing the SEC Conference Championship spot. And that caps off a perfect SEC Conference season at 8-0, beating the South Carolina Gamecocks and advancing to the SEC Conference Championship game. Now there's only 1 game left in our way, and that's FSU. If we beat them, we most likely secure the Heisman Trophy, the Maxwell, the O'Brien, the Walker. We would secure all those trophies. We secure a national championship spot. Maybe we still have to beat the SEC Conference Championship game. But, I mean, it would go a long, long way to having the perfect season. Game stats, 12 for 16, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, 75% of our passes were complete, and we had an interception. But on the ground, 209 yards, so over 400 yards total offense for us today, 1 touchdown, so we had 3 TDs in total, no fumbles, and I don't believe we were sacked at all today. I think we were really good about that, and yes, we were. If we go to receiving, we had, not a lot of big players here. Only 3 receptions for Baker, 3 for Cunningham, 2 for Parker. 2 touchdowns here, 63 yards for Parker, 54 for Baker. I mean, nothing too crazy. Okay, so after beating South Carolina, we're 11-0. Now, there's 2 bye weeks we have. I'm going to sim through these and get us to that FSU game and see how big that game really is for next episode. Okay, so it looks like Florida State dropped 1 game during those bye weeks, but they're still ranked number 4 in the nation, giving them a huge chance to still go to the national championship. Obviously, if they beat us, they'd probably be ranked number 3 or number 2 in the nation, and that would get them into the national championship. You only need to be ranked number 1 or 2. So, I mean, we still have the SEC Conference Championship game too, and this is one of the biggest rivalries in college football. Now, Kirk picked against us last week. He didn't pick against us this one, but look at this. They're A+ across the board. We're A+ across the board. I mean, and if we look at their defense, it looks like their rushing defense might be a weakness of theirs, so we're definitely going to be scrambling a little bit, but we know that they're going to be scrambling quite a bit too. They have the 2nd best quarterback in the nation. They're 10-1, 7-1 in their conference. We're 11-0, 8-0 in ours, and we want to finish off this season 12-0. It's our last season of college football. Here's how the top 25 looks right now. I mean, if we had the national championship today, we would play against Texas. They're 10-0, 7-0 in conference. Ole Miss, obviously, they're in the SEC as well. This could definitely be the SEC championship game. Alabama is in the SEC. They're 10-1. Ole Miss is 10-1. We're playing Florida State, who's 10-1. Ohio State's 10-1. So a lot is going to come down to these next 2 games, playing against Florida State and playing in the SEC Conference Championship, which we secured. But we don't know if it's going to be against Alabama or Ole Miss. Vanderbilt, they're 9-2 this season. They did really good. They're ranked in the top 15. And South Carolina still holding on to their rank. They lost another game. They're 8-3. They're number 18 in the nation. But let's go to the west side of things over here. Alabama's 10-1 against Ole Miss is 10-1. They both have 1 conference game left. So, I mean, right now Alabama is looking to be in the SEC Conference Championship game against Florida, which is us. So that could be a very interesting game. Obviously, if we play Ole Miss too, we have a little bit of an advantage on them in the overall department, but they're still a great team at 10-1 on the season. Alabama, though, is going to be a scary game if we had to play them for the SEC, because that could obviously mean a chance to play in the national title for whoever wins that game. Heisman watch, we're still number 1, and it looks like the Florida State quarterback dropped 2 positions, or a position I should say. Texas A&M quarterback, he's a scrambler as well. This is another guy I said we'd have to watch for, Alex Guerrero. I mean, this is the draft class right here, guys. We're all scramblers in these top 5 quarterbacks are all scramblers. 98 overall, 97, 99, 99, 99. These are going to be the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL draft. These are going to be the people are watching. I mean, I think that this guy's probably going to be a 2nd-round pick, Shannon Parker. But I mean, Ryan Johnson from Western Kentucky could easily be a 1st-round pick. And obviously, Brad Kenny, Alex Guerrero, and myself could be in the top 10 draft picks for sure. And whoever wins this Heisman is probably going to be the number 1 pick, especially if a quarterback is needed by one of those teams. I mean, I feel like Oakland or New York, the New York Giants, or one of those teams could definitely trade up for that pick. And I'm really excited to see what happens. Texas A&M, Florida State, this is just going to be such an interesting game too, making sure if we win that game, then we probably secured the Heisman. Finals for the awards, we're up number 1 for the Maxwell, and we're up number 1 for the Walter Camp. And if we continue forward, the O'Brien, the other award we're up for, we are number 1 for that as well. We could sweep it and win all 4 this year. Bowl projections. So here's some of the bowl projections we have. Let's kind of scroll down and see what would happen if we potentially lose the game here. But right now it's like, yeah, national championship is going to be Florida and Texas. But say we were to lose a game and become like Texas A&M, we could potentially play in the Cotton Bowl. We could potentially play in the Orange Bowl or maybe even the Fiesta Bowl or the All-State Sugar Bowl. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. We obviously want to play in the national title. It's our senior season, but we have to beat Florida State and win the SEC Conference to make that happen. So we need another 2 wins. We need to be 13-0 to go into the national title. But guys, only 3 more episodes left in this series. I hope you guys have been really enjoying it. If you have, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications if you're new, so you never miss a video. And until next time, peace out.